Hi, I'm Andy Parr, and you're watching The Gadget Guru. In a moment, I'm going to introduce you to this guy right here. And he's got the easiest job in the world. In fact, this is his office. So stay tuned, because that starts right now on The Gadget Guru. This is Eddie Sharp. He's the director of sales of the Mountain Falls Motorcoach Resort in Lake Toxaway, North Carolina. Now, Eddie, I have to tell you, this is my first time visiting here, and we met at a marathon rally where you had a booth set up where, you're selling sites here.
Correct.
When I was planning my summer trip, and as people know, I'm a newbie, and when I was planning my summer trip, a lot of people said this is gorgeous, and I need to get up here. It's a little difficult to get up in here, and we'll talk about that in a minute because there's some changes coming.
Yes.
But why don't you take a minute and tell us about Mountain Falls?
Mountain Falls is about the ultimate experience of the RV lifestyle in the most ultimate setting. As you now have seen of visiting, pictures are very difficult to do it justice because it is the most scenic place, and there just aren't places in the country that you can get a Class A RV to and enjoy these views. We're about a lifestyle. We're about having fun. We're about the people, probably the people as much as anything. And that's the name of the game here, is you come, you enjoy, you fall in love. And as you said, I have the easiest job in the world. Look what I get. I mean,
this place really is gorgeous. Let's go through some of the details here. Let's start with how many spaces or lots that you have here.
Sure. We have 230 total sites. We have 144 in what we call the valley or phase one, and then on our ridge up top we have another 86 lots.
Okay, now while he's talking, I'm going to roll in some aerial footage that I shot here with permission.
Yes.
It's a drone-friendly place. That's a good thing.
Absolutely.
For me, so that we can go through it. Okay, let's talk about what you call the valley.
Okay.
When I see that, what's the size of the spaces, and what do people typically do with those?
The valley it was started about 2000, so it's been here about 17 years. And the valley is kind of your upper end Class A resort that would have been started in 2000. So the lots vary. We have lots that are just plain. We have lots that people have taken over the years and developed into kitchens and fireplaces and sitting areas. So it's about an outdoor living at its best. So the original 144 lots are in various stages over the years.
Now, how many of those have been sold at this point?
Every lot in the lower section are deeded and sold to somebody.
So if you're looking for one now, that's a resale.
That's considered correct.
And so there's really none that are empty without pavers. It already has something on there. If somebody's come up and say, hey, I'm interested in that, what price would they have to be prepared to spend?
I would put an average of 125 to 200.
Okay, so 125 would be more basic.
Yes.
I guess you get more view, more amenities as the price goes up.
The amenities on the lot itself are probably the and location, because the terrain here, as you have discovered, is much different than it appears if you just look at a map. So yes, the higher you get, you start gaining views. The size of the lots vary a little bit because you've been built on the side of a mountain, so you can't make perfectly square.
And again, every view is different.
Every view is different.
Okay, now I'm here. I came here for a month. I rented. Let me know if anybody says, "Well, I'm getting freebies for doing videos." No, I paid full
Yes.
price. For a premium rental in the Valley area.
Yes.
Now, on the rentals, are there any restrictions? Minimum stays, maximum stays, length of coach, age of coach?
On a rental basis, we rent from April 1 to the end of November, and then from December 1 through the end of March, we close only to owners.
Is there a minimum or maximum stay during the summer months?
There is not. There is. You
could rent for a day based on availability, or you could rent for 3 months if you wanted to.
Absolutely. We've noticed that the term, the length of people's stay over the last few years has increased dramatically, where people would come for a weekend or a long weekend. Now they're staying 2 weeks, a month. So that's the one thing we're noticing as they've discovered here.
This is a luxury motor coach resort.
Absolutely.
This is not, and I'm not saying this in a bad way, this is not a KOA campground. Well, there are some nice KOA campgrounds.
Correct.
This is a gorgeous, high-end motor coach resort. Are you restricted to Class A's only?
We are restricted to Class A only. We do not restrict based on year, and we do restrict on length of 26 feet or longer.
Okay, 26, that's kind of a very small Class A.
Yeah, it's very few of those are built.
Okay, let's go on and move up to this area that's behind me. Now this area, and I'm sure you can explain it better than I don't know how many feet up higher this is. This is the ridge.
Correct.
You get started. Tell me about the ridge. How did that come to play here?
The ridge is an amazing place. In 2011, the homeowners took over the resort and now own and operate the resort. And once we did that, then we went and found a developer to partner with, because as part of us taking over, we had this property up here, a gorgeous 22 acres, and that we knew was going to be phenomenal. So we partnered with Mountain Falls Partners, who came in, and the concept up here is to take the Class A motor coaching luxury experience and take it to a whole new level. And that's what we've done up here on the ridge. There's 86 sites. We allow coach cottages to be built, which you'll see many have been built, many are under construction. It has taken off. So on the ridge only in the resort, we allow the cottages. The concept is it is an extension of your coach. This is still about the RV lifestyle, but now you have a place to get in out of the weather. You have a place to have parties and gatherings, and that once again is what this is all about. It's about the family atmosphere. It's about the camaraderie of the community. It's a community feel.
Tell me about the minimum or maximum square footage that can be built in your cottage areas in the ridge.
When you purchase on the ridge, first of all, you don't have to build anything. You're allowed not to build on your lot. But when you choose to build, 400 square feet maximum of conditioned space is what is allowable. Now that does not include the porch size, which can be, we have porches varying from 700 to 1,000 square feet, a few of them.
So basically what you're saying, you can build something in 400 square feet, and from what I've seen, you can go 2 stories. What's the height restriction?
The height restriction is 20.5 feet.
Okay, so if an average ceiling is 8 feet, but you need 10 for the floors or an extra foot or so, you could have 2 stories there. You're talking 400 square feet footprint. You could basically double that going vertically, but then you're saying, from what I've seen, the open air areas that can be screened in or have doors that lock them off, where you have your indoor, outdoor kitchens that are covered. And I've seen some, I don't know if this is codes or not, but some people, you can put air conditioning in there, even though you don't need it. It is a hot day, as you can tell. You know, we're in a heat wave here, but it's still nice. We've got a great breeze. But there, is there a maximum size of what you can do on that?
The porch piece of it is actually controlled by the size of the lot, because all the lots vary just a little bit. Mm-hmm. So it's, as long as it stays within the setbacks that are the guidelines of the setbacks of the lot, because we try very hard to protect everybody's view that's on each side of you. Mm-hmm. So as long as you're within the setbacks, there's a 65% impervious number to build on, allowable, buildable on the piece of property. So as long as you stay within those guidelines, I believe it's a 5-foot setback per size, and then the height. So all of those things kind of control and dictate a little bit of how big the whole structure gets.
From what I've seen and what you're seeing in the video, it's just, pretty obvious that you could do pretty much 1,000 square feet, of which 400 square feet of footprint. You can go higher. Is HVAC, air conditioning, plumbing, electrical, the rest of the coach house. Now, like other situations, whether it's coach houses, tiny houses, cottages, or casitas,
right?
They have restrictions on what you can or can't do in there. Like, for example, some say you can't have ovens, or you can't. What are the local code restrictions?
The code restrictions for ours are, you can have a kitchenette similar to like your RV.
Okay.
So you can have a 2-burner cooktop.
Mm-hmm.
You can have a microwave / convection oven.
Okay.
You can have a sink, dishwasher, full-size refrigerator. You cannot have an oven / any type of a gas range cooktop inside the 400 square feet.
Okay, because I noticed that some people have propane in there. I guess they're using that
Sure.
for hot water.
Yes.
They're using that, or for these Insta hot water. I forget the name of it. The
Sure.
on-demand hot water.
On-demand hot water.
You can use it for the barbecue grills and
Fireplaces.
Okay, now, that's a good idea. Either
Yeah.
starters or for
Correct.
gas operated.
Correct.
Okay, let's get to the big thing. I know this is going to be high end, and be prepared for sticker shock. What are we talking about prices here on the Ridge area?
The lots begin right around $250.
Okay.
So all in, obviously, depends on what you choose to build. There are people that have probably gone near the 900, probably teetering on the $1 million mark.
I tell you, there's some things I guess people using them as vacation homes. Now, I
Sure.
guess the other restriction is you're really not supposed to put a bedroom, sleeping quarters in there, but
Correct.
I guess that's one of those things that can be gotten around. So if you had guests, again, I'm not trying to get them in trouble. I just assume that's just an obvious thing.
Our guidelines are as long as your coach occupies your lot,
Okay.
then you can occupy and stay in the cottage. You are correct there. You cannot have a bedroom designed in the floor plan.
Okay, now let's go on and get to the last topic here. Let's talk about amenities. Now, this is a quote, as you say, a luxury resort.
Yes.
Tell me what gives it the resort capabilities.
Well, as you've seen our clubhouse is state-of-the-art, second to none. Absolutely just stunning inside and comfortable. It's 6,000 square feet. We have a full bar that is not manned, but for all of our events and all of our, it's kind of a...
It's manned when you have events.
It's manned when we have
I
events.
went down there and I said, let me have this beverage.
Absolutely.
Somebody gave me a beverage. I didn't have
Absolutely,
to
but
make
we're
it
not an
myself.
operating
Okay.
bar
Yeah.
for money.
Okay, so basically we're talking the clubhouse. You have entertaining facilities, you have a bar. You have a commercial kitchen. So whether it's a private event or whether it's a community event, you have
Correct.
things to do there. You have a full operating gym. Now we go off to the side. I see tennis and pickleball.
Pickleball and tennis. Pickleball has become a huge popular thing here. We have pickleball tournaments. We have a lot of functions here, which is
Now I heard that you have like a daily game here. You just show up, it's a round robin, and boom.
we have that, and then we also have tournaments, and we have a scheduled group that gather a couple of times a week. We have a young man that handles all our social events and puts that calendar together. So hospitality is very important to us.
So either you can go, let's say for pickleball, you could either show up and play in a round robin, or you can say, hey, put me in the game, put
Yes.
somebody at the same skill level. Okay, the other big amenity, and let me tell you, it's gorgeous. You have a 9-hole par 3 golf course. Tell me about it.
Yes, par 3 9-hole. It's woven throughout the resort, so many of the sites have a direct view to that golf course, and it's open to guests and owners. It's part of your stay here. There's no extra charging or nickel and diming. So
whether you're renting or whether you're owning, are there tee times? Are there?
You basically roll up and play.
Okay.
So
is it a walking course or a cart course?
you can do either. I'd highly recommend a cart, which we have for
because
rent.
it is separated. It's
Yes.
scattered around.
It's scattered throughout the resorts, and we're on a mountain, so there are some steep walks without a golf cart. So most people, I see a lot of people walk it, and it's a great day of
Because
exercise.
really on a par 3, you only need a putter, a 6 iron. You don't need a whole lot of
No,
stuff.
and I usually need something to fish them out of the pond. But
Yeah, you donate them to the fish.
I donate a lot.
We're not in Florida. You don't have to worry about
Yeah.
the sharks here.
Yeah, no
Okay,
gators.
Let's go into the last topic that's to do with the resort, the fees. How does that work?
As far as the fees go, as an owner, we have HOA fees or POA fees, however you want to call it, which are $9.15 a quarter. And the beauty of here is that basically takes care of everything except your electric bill and your property taxes. So once your cable, your water, your sewer, your internet, everything is all inclusive in your fees.
And let me know, we're behind gates here.
Yes.
So I assume security is covered in that as well.
Security is important. In the seasonal time, we have security until 10 o'clock at night. So there's always somebody here. We make sure we have the security guards, as you know, will guide you to your spot and make sure you're where you need to be. And if you have any questions while you're staying here, there's always somebody The office is manned 7 days a week during the season until 7 o'clock. So,
you know, let me throw in a personal opinion here. I've been here coming up on 3 weeks. When I first came in the gate, I could have never told this is close to 17 years old. The grounds are kept immaculately. It almost has that Disney-esque type of cleanliness to it. It's a very nice thing. Okay, one subject. It's the elephant in the room. We just got to discuss it. When I drove in here, I came from Florida through Georgia. There was about 30 miles or so where the driving was tough. In fact, I'll put some video in, you know, so you can see.
Sure.
I got through, you know, I'm driving a 45-foot Prevost. I'm towing a Jeep Wrangler. No issues, but you have to go slow. I felt sorry for the cars behind me because it says 55 miles an hour. You're doing 25 or 30.
Sure.
Now, when you're coming from the other direction, then you have about 7 or 8 miles to go there.
Correct.
I understand there's some changes coming to that. Let's forget what we read about. Give me the straight scoop.
The straight scoop is when you are coming in from what I would call the north route. There's only 2 ways you want to come in here, and that's the way you came up from the south route, which would be out of Atlanta, which is good road. You're right. There are areas because of the climb that the speed is an issue, but you just can't worry
and those
about.
tight turns too.
Yes.
You know? But let me tell you, again, no issues. It's not like I'm a professional truck driver. We made it. You just have to watch your speed. You need to look around the corners.
Many people that come up from the south route, up Highway 11, 130 to 281, they prefer that way if they've come both ways. Now, are coming in from the north route, which is Highway 64. The beauty of that is the last 7 miles are 2-lane. I always tell people, in order to get to paradise, you got to go through a little, a little toughness. But we're doing major highway construction on Highway 64 the last 3 or 4 miles coming in. So a lot of the tight switchbacks and stuff are about to be gone. It's probably next summer before it's done.
Do you think that's a realistic time frame? We're talking
with construction, government moving rock, because there's a lot. They had to do a lot more blasting of rock, and so probably not. But
so let's say 18 months from now, right now we're in the summer of 2017.
Right.
By late 2018, early 2019, that'll be done.
If it's not done, it'll be the majority of it.
Okay,
done.
now, one thing I have to say about, you said that's 7 miles, but you said that the 30 miles is easier. I've had other people say that too. Now, when I exit, I'm leaving here on that 7 miles.
Right.
I drove it in a car. It looked like other than 2 or 3 turns, you just had to go slow because they could be considered blind, that it was a lot less stressful than that other one.
I feel the same way, and I have been up both sides hundreds of times because, like I said, I've been doing this for 9 years. So I agree, because once you get down 64 through the little bit of tightness, it all opens up, as you know, to 4 lanes all the way to Interstate 26. So you have Boulevard to go through, which is still 4 lanes. So I agree. I don't mind the last little bit versus, and it's actually 17 miles from the time you turn off of Highway 11 to come up 281. So, and to me, I'd rather have a few minutes of tight than 17 miles of tight.
Okay.
But it's whatever makes you comfortable, and that's the key. Is both routes are about to be, a lot easier.
Okay, so let's go in and sum it up. You're located about an hour south of Asheville, not far from Brevard, North Carolina. You have lots that range in price from just over 100 to, the lots being about $250,000. You have various amenities. You have golf, tennis, pickleball, clubhouse.
2
Your
pools.
membership fees seem to be reasonable.
Yes.
Less than $3,000 per year. The grounds are kept impeccable. And you do allow, based on availability, both rental and sales. If people want more information, what do they do?
They can get a hold of me, so you can email me at eddie@mountain-falls.com.
Okay, we'll put that on the screen.
You can call the office at 828-966-9350.
Okay.
And I welcome people to call my cell direct, which is, I spend a lot of time running around the resort, so sometimes that's the easiest way to get me, and that's 704-975-4586.
Now, notice they have 2 different websites for here. What's the official website if somebody wants more information or is considering coming in for vacation or purchase? Which one should they
There
go
are
to?
2 websites. They are actually linked. So
Okay.
we have the Mountain-Falls website,
That's
mountain-falls.com,
Okay.
which, and then there's the MTN-falls.com.
Just they're both, they're linked together?
They're linked.
Okay.
The MTN is the POA's website,
Okay.
and the Mountain-Falls is the sales and developer website from doing the Ridge. And basically, we've linked them. So if you go to either one, you get all of the sales information you need. You can get to the reservation system that you need. Everything is linked. So either one will get you to the same place.
Eddie, I got to tell you something. You have one gorgeous resort. It was a pleasure to be here. And I want to thank you for taking the time to sit down with me today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate the opportunity.
Okay, my pleasure. Questions, comments, and opinions, just leave them below or on your favorite motorhome forum. And you know the deal. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, you know what to do with them. Now, if you like this video, you're probably going to like this one. And if you like that one, you're probably going to like this one too. That's it for now. I'm the Gadget Guru, Indy Parr.